Welcome, beautiful people. My name is Portia Carr. Yes, that's my real name. We can get into that more later. But I thought that was a good. I always have thought to myself, like, with the name Portia Carr, like, why was I given the name Portia Carr? And maybe it's essentially to start up my own YouTube channel and kind of get momentum just because of my name. I don't know. Anyways, I am starting up this channel because I wanted to really talk about my experience moving from the head to the heart. About 7.5 years ago, I had what you would call a spiritual awakening. I kind of woke up to the realization that everything that I had been through really didn't define who I was in as my essence. That all of these experiences that I had taken in and internalized and made personal wasn't really me. And it was more of this program, this mind-based way of running my life. And I've been transitioning for the last 7.5 years, moving from what I've experienced, being a victim, being more of a creator, and moving into my heart space. Just recognizing the innocence that is you. And then as we go through life, we go through experiences that really shape us, and we carry pain, and we feel like we have to perform, and we have to prove, and we have to be perfect. And all of these layers that I've been kind of unraveling and realizing, and I'm really stepping in at this point in my life to the embodiment piece. And I thought, what a better opportune time to actually, as I'm cultivating that embodiment, sharing that with the world. I've also had a big dream and passion about how we all feel so disconnected, but we're all struggling with the same internal things, such as not being good enough, not feeling worthy, the negative internal dialogue that we all experience. And seeing we're more apt to disconnect than connect. Connecting can be connecting to our own personal self. How do we communicate? How do we pull people in to connect, and instead of project and push away and blame and all of these different things that we all do as humans just to feel safe, to survive, to self-preserve, right? So I thought that if I shared my experiences, maybe it would give context and clarity on how maybe there's pieces here and there that you could use to reflect and redefine and navigate your own personal life, because it's so hard because we don't really talk about this stuff. And then there's just so many like beautiful stories in my life that's too hard not to share. That there is so much love in the world to give different perspective. Even in the mess, right? It's like these moments of messiness, like, and learning through that and sharing through that, having compassion for self through that. And like, I don't know, it's really cool. In fact, there's like a little plane flying over, and there's even a cool story with that. Like, it reminds me of a beautiful person. And so it's like almost like a sign that I'm on the right path, right? It's like, hey, Wes. So cool to have that right now. It's like kind of a sign. But really what was kind of the tipping point that pushed me into doing this YouTube channel was an experience that I had with a client. Such a beautiful human. So I'm a housekeeper. It's a curse and a blessing all in one. I get to spend time with myself Um, so some would look at it as a curse because I am stuck with myself. I'm not allowed to have distractions. I've just got this muscle memory. I'm alone a lot. But then on the flip side of it, it's like I have this opportunity to reflect and be with self and take the time to listen to certain things that are inspiring and deep contemplation. So I had arrived to my client's house and I was like, well, what's cooking? What's up? I've got an amazing clientele base. I always have the saying of your vibe attracts your tribe. And I've definitely cultivated so many amazing clients. It doesn't even feel like work. It feels like I have all these different homes throughout the valley that I get to go and provide a service to allow them to live the life that they need. And it just feels like I have a bunch of little families. And so I said, well, what's going on? He's like, well, what's going on with you? Because I haven't talked to this particular person in a while. And I said, well, I've uncoupled, went through an uncoupling, which I'll probably share at some point on here because it was really beautiful in a lot of ways. And I said, I'm having to look at those aspects of self that are really attached to romantic partnership. And I've never really just been alone cultivating a romantic partnership with self. And it's hard, right? Because you have to face those parts, and those parts, they feel uncomfortable because it's like you want to reach for the escape, like the escape hatch. Like, I don't want to feel this. So this is what's made me feel better. It's like putting a Band-Aid over something. And I've been really, moving towards honoring and loving those parts of myself. So therefore, I don't continually need to have the Band-Aid. And I said, it's really hard, man. It's really hard. And with my share of vulnerability, he opened up about going through a job loss and the amount of pressure that he felt because of the fear that his wife was putting on him about, providing health insurance. But yet he didn't want to pick a job just to get the health insurance. Like, he wanted to be fulfilled in his job while also providing insurance, and just the struggle inside partnership, right, that we place on others. And him recognizing her fear and not making it about him, and still having his sovereignness, and how we get so lost in that weave in the relationship, right? And how do you separate yourself in those moments? It's like, because we put a lot on making other people happy, and that this is my job and these are my expectations. And it was really beautiful because I had shared, it's whether you can take a step back and recognize that that's hers, that she's putting on you. Can you love and honor what's going on in her, but still honor what's going on in you and what you want to create, and that you still are good enough, and that you will find that job, and that ultimately it's about what you feel for self, whether you trust yourself. And I think I didn't say that part till a little bit later, but we're keeping moving the story going on. And there's just this moment of connection, this moment of vulnerability. Both of us in our own internal world, our own little snow globe of snow shaking us around. It's like, let me share with you what's going on in my snow globe. And there goes my AC. Hopefully it won't be too loud, because I am rolling with this. And so, I went upstairs and started cleaning the bathroom. And then I ran downstairs and I was like, I grabbed his, it's like, hey, I grabbed his forearm and I looked at him and I said, I trust you. But the only one that matters is whether you trust yourself. And there was like this moment of tears that were like forming in his eyes. And he said, thank you. It was just a really, really heart-to-heart connection happening. Oh, wow. I go upstairs, cleaning in the bathroom, and he turns the music up loud and just starts singing at the top of his lungs. I think the band was called Mount Joy, kind of a folk band, and just singing and singing and singing. And I just was like so in my heart space that I said, God damn, I live a good life. Like, even in the muck of it, even in the hardship of it, in the simple share of it, I got to witness somebody just singing at the top of their lungs, just like being connected to in that moment. Allowing that connection within him to know, to cultivate this little chapter in his life and how he wants to move forward. And I was a part of that, and just a part of listening to the joy and freedom that was being belted out of him. So I hope that I'm able to bring to this channel all of these different cool experiences. I mean, I've had moments of where a hawk has dropped. I've got probably 30 feathers that I have in a pot where they dropped in my yard, and every day I came home from work, I'm like, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Like the little girl in me was like, and it was a particular point in my life where I needed a little bit more love and support, and I just saw that as a sign, to the point where, like, making a pie for the first time and my father not trying it, but then the little girl inside of me was sad that he hadn't, and how I processed all of that, and the beautiful outcome of all of that. It's just in the relationship with my mother and friendships, to my cat being diabetic last fall. And when you love something so much, and how much it can teach you depending on how you view it. But it's like, in a way, that's been a gift, which I can share all more later. But I hope that, you know, this channel provides community, collaboration, more compassion and love for self and others, so we can come together and perceive the world in a different place as we're moving from the noise of our programming into the soul essence, to in love, into presence. Because I tell you, I've been here. I still am. Not nearly as much. But this space is where the magic happens. It's where the beauty happens. And we'll see where this goes. So if you've made it this far, please like and subscribe, and I'll see what I can do as far as sharing my life. It's almost like this is going to be my open journal, and maybe something will be relatable for you. Much love. Mwah.